What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I've come on here today because I got to show you the numbers. I know in the comment section it makes you feel good about yourself to argue with me and, oh, Erica, black women and black men, and I go, show me the numbers. Show me the don't men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Let's show the numbers. And when I start showing numbers, y'all get real cricket quiet, like see, it's easy to have an opinion. Opinions don't matter. If you can't pack it up with data, it don't matter. Right now, I'm ghostwriting, which I'm careful how I say that. Someone's helping me ghostwrite two books. One's very political and one's very economic. And the reason I keep telling y'all I'm taking a break in August after the boat party, which is 88 days away now at this point, is because we're moving on to do a lot of big projects. Can't discuss all of them. It don't matter. It's just been real. So I just have to keep it real while I can. I look crazy because I came from the gym, but it is what it is. So look, let's bust out the numbers. Let me give you my monologue. You know, when you come on this channel, we do a little monologue. As a person who has experienced couch jumping around because of an apartment issue and a credit card issue when I first moved to Texas and someone stealing my identity, I know firsthand experience what it's like to not have your own apartment, not have your own space, not have your own car. Be like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to pack it up and go back to North Carolina. And then a month later, I just worked it all out. But at the end of the day, a little longer than a month, but at the end of the day, what I want you guys to understand is when I'm on here talking about homelessness, because it impacts the community that's watching this channel, we all know a person or we've seen a couple people that are homeless. But the reason I bring it up is as we move into this newer economy, especially with the Southeast, where 48% of all homes are bought in the Southeast. So now that makes the prices of housing go up in the Southeast. If they just showed you a study that 93% of all cities Black people can't afford to live in, to act like, Erica, why are you talking about black men like this and black women? Because it's an issue for our community. Please stop acting stupid. Paul, not to be that person. Here you go, Paul. You're lucky. I just finished doing a whole bunch of emails on this. It's okay if you guys aren't always like finding it, but here you go. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Here's the party order, the boat party. And I'm gonna dash some of your California and New York hopes and dreams, and we're gonna get that going right now. Okay, here's the boat party for you, Paul. It's in the chat. Okay, let's go ahead and get to sharing these articles because we got plenty. We got numbers and some more numbers. Now, if you don't know, in Austin, House Bill 1925 made camping in unapproved places against the law. Now, mostly they hit the car folks, people living in their car. And the reason I'm bringing this up is so many people are making van life cool and car life cool. Not when gas is $6 and $7. It ain't cool. Not when you can't afford to move that RV. It ain't cool. When I predicted a year ago that all these van life people would be out for about 2 years and then they would find a house in the middle of nowhere for like 15 grand, they YouTube check for the month, their Google AdSense check, they would buy those houses. And I was right. So, anyway, this is just Austin right here. Let's keep going. Black people disproportionately homeless in California. Black people only 13.4% of the population, but somehow they're 39.8, which is 40%, if you want to go there, of the homeless population. Who has the homeless high race of homeless people? 54 out of every 10,000 Black people in the United States are homeless. Let me say that again. 54 out of every 10,000 Black people in the United States are homeless. And this is from 2018 counts. This is before the pandemic, okay? This is before it got crazy. Let's keep going. Let's keep going because you guys want to push me so hard against, you keep talking bad about Black men. Are you serious right now? Oh, what community? Listen, I love women. Go, woman, go. Work, get your nurse job, girl. Get your high paying job, sis. But women have to take breaks because we have children. parents that we care for, ailing family members, we don't consistently work like longest hours, right? That's why our investment rates are a little bit higher depending on the career. And ultimately, the kind of the future of the family depends on the man. So for you to come on the channel and be like, why are you talking about Black men being homeless or being rich? Because it's important for the community. And here's the funny thing, if you actually go watch a lot of these white people channels, they're talking about it too, because it's starting to be a lot of Uncle Steve's and Uncle Jeff's moving back home with parents in their 40s. I think, yeah, I'll give him his due. Glenda Cameron used to say beach white male. That's not my term. I didn't come up with it. He did. The canary in the coal mine is us. When when white people have a cold, we got the flu. Okay. When we're talking about housing every 2 minutes that people complain about the hood and the prices, and 60% of all Black people are renters, shut up in my comment section. There's about 4 of y'all that I keep blocking on every level, and you will come back with your second page with like an extra letter on it. If you had all this time that you have to invest in arguing with me, that's clear numbers and data, boy, you could change the world. And somebody in the chat said, well, you gonna give these moms some trucking stuff for free? Why you gotta be dumb? Why you being extra dumb? Like, you're not being a little bit dumb, you being extra dumb. There are so many levels that mom could check out before trucking. She could be a mobile notary. She could be a diabetic strips person. She could be making phone calls for people. She could be a virtual assistant. We've had over 150 different people come on here with all types of careers and hustles and things people can do to make more income. Folks just don't want to see it until they homeless, pretty much. Now let's go ahead and go through this. Black people disproportionately homeless in California. You know, California knows how to party now. Don't tell them. This right here is Yolanda. I made sure to make sure I found one with a woman. This is Yolanda, who used to be homeless in Chinatown, area of Salinas, has found permanent housing and earned her high school diploma. Now let me just go there. People got real bad at Ben Shapiro a couple years ago because he said, listen, the numbers for Black people to be homeless, if a Black person is married, the homeless rate is like 8%. Like living in poverty. Sorry, let me correct myself. Living in poverty is like 8%. For white people that are married, the poverty rate while they're married together is 22%. So when we're together, when we're married, when we're together, not no shacking, not no cohabitating, it's rare that we're doing bad. I mean, you have to have both of them be crackheads almost for them to be doing bad. The numbers show that if you don't have any kids out of wedlock, I know you're about to get on me. 2, finish high school, and 3, work a job, a full-time job for a full year. The numbers for you to be homeless or in poverty are just low. They're so low, it's ridiculous. I mean, you could, in America, you could literally just be walking, no kid, and go work at Chipotle full-time, and you'd almost be okay. You'd find some type of housing because that's how easy America is. America is so easy that immigrants come here and they're like, yes, I am about to own everything because these peoples are dummies and lazy. So look, I'm glad this woman got her GED, high school diploma, and her housing because that's a hard road. Let's just go there. Now, again, you can go look on through all this data, all of it. While only 3.5% of Monterey County identify as Black or African, somehow 25% of them are homeless. So that means 1 in 4 homeless people you see in this county are Black. Oh my gosh. Look, just keep reading. I mean, you can look at it. Look at it for yourself. Look at it for yourself. Now we can say, Erica, what about prison and homeless and mental illness? Yeah. But let's just look at the numbers first. Because you didn't want to agree with me. Now you want to move the argument, okay? Again, this is a whole study on Homelessness Research Institute. Whole study on it. Because, some people be in here like, well, where's the study? Here it is. Let's go to the next one. Oh, we might not be able to see this one. I'm not a subscriber. It might not let me. Cheap bastards. I ain't paying $1. Let's go to the next one. A sea of Black men's faces. This is February 22nd, 2022. This is this year. Let's just go there. Todd Milley talks about this often, how he wants to do something for Black men in LA because that's all he sees that are homeless. I didn't say that. He said that. Let's go keep going. Black unhoused people are the largest group facing homelessness. But Los Angeles red tape and rapid gentrification calls into question its resolve for racial equity in those struggles. There you go. Melinda, listen, them Muslim last names getting me. She's a co-founder of LA chapter of Black Lives Matter. Oh Jesus. Whew. Keep going. I feel tremendous sadness when I think about how we came here as enslaved people and how they've attempted to dehumanize us. I don't want to hear her propaganda. Let's keep going. If this were not in the United States, there would be international outcry. Black people are 8% of LA's population, but represent 34% of people experiencing homelessness, according to 2020 count by Los Angeles Homeless Services. Excuse me. The number of unhoused Black people could rise when they do their count this month. We know it's going to rise. Okay. They said it's a matter of budget. How can we solve homelessness with the budget they gave us? They gave us $3 billion to the LAPD, police. Ooh. Then they have another 8.9 to help with million to help with homelessness, compared with 14 million the previous year. Well, shit, half your people left. They don't even want to stay in LA. You got to lock down. So of course they're saying, how will we solve this problem? You dig? Let's go to the next one. I can't. I mean, it's ridiculous. But let's keep going. Next one. The cycle. The disproportionate toll of homelessness on San Francisco African Americans. Now, y'all in San Francisco, I didn't know y'all were still up there. Well, let's even talk about it. In a city where the Black population teeters 5 to 6%. Y'all barely still there. 37% of the growing homeless is Black. They said, I've known these people for years. They went from having a place to live to being out on the streets. With me living in the Tenderloin district, which is already a seedy area, I see a lot of people all the time, and it hurts me to see so many Black people out there. Now, when I come on my channel, and every day I'm ringing the bell saying we need about 1 million Black people to be in tech, and we need about 1 million Black people to just get blue collar trades, honesty, and people are like, oh, Erica, you can't just tell these people what to do. Now, the homeless, the Hispanic folks done came here with blue collar trades. And somehow have got housing. They're buying up neighborhoods. They're getting schools. The number one home ownership for Hispanic people is Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida, which used to be a Black place, is number one ownership is them. You come all over Texas. You go to Fort Worth is Hispanic. Okay? So when people sit here and go, well, Erica, you keep telling these Black men blue collar is hard on your body. No, it's hard on your body when you smoke, drink, eat shit, and don't work out. That's hard on your body on top of a blue collar lifestyle. That's hard. But there's plenty of managers when I drive by construction site, sitting in the truck, sitting on the back of the bed, telling everybody else what to do. Get out of here with that. Get out of here. Let's keep going. Some more, because I know you're like, Erica, but that's just that one. Let me keep going. There's more. Tennessee decided yesterday they will ban, and it is a felony, not a misdemeanor, not a citation, a felony if they catch you camping in your car. Texas is the same now. They've decided it's a C. In Texas, at least we have enough to say it's a Class C misdemeanor, punishable $500. Tennessee has decided it is a felony. Colorado has also decided, I think I'm killing the computer. Colorado has also decided that its car camping ban should advance to Boulder. Okay? As homeless advocates protest. Now, this happened on May 19th. Boulder Sheriff said, nope, we getting y'all up out of here. Let's keep going to the next one. Because, see, some of y'all hard-headed, so I got to keep showing you. Laws targeting vehicle campers could end dirt bagging. That's the word they use, y'all. Dirt bagging. Okay, so let's even go down here. Dirt bagging has long been a defining element of outdoor culture. Skiers, surfers, climbers, they have seasons of vagabonding as a rite of passage. Dirt bagging, free solos, what they call it, okay? And now These van life kids. Anyway, let's keep going. These are all articles y'all can find today. LA will seek to impose a new ban on living in vehicles. So now in LA, you can't, they don't want you on the street. They don't want you in a car. They want your ass up out of there. Get out of their city, is what they're telling you. Let's keep going since y'all are hard headed. What? Tennessee. It's a felony. Look at the person in the car. He's not a black person, it's a white person. Corkville. Let's keep on going. Listen, Corkville ain't playing with y'all. They want you out of there. They want you out of there. Okay. Let's keep going. Next one. Tennessee. More. Could face up to 6 years in prison. Let's keep going. Some more. Let me give you some more because I don't think you believe me. This is called Boondocker's Bible. This is a whole website dedicated to being a person who sleeps in your car or you're looking for free camping. Excuse me. Get some juice. That is delicious. It's watermelon and lime and lemon. Okay. Only 8 states of the United States do not allow RV overnight parking in rest stops. These states have either banned it or made it hard to do. Which states are these? So people who want to sleep in their car for the free 99, forget that gas is $5. Colorado, Hawaii, Maryland, Nebraska, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia. We don't want you in our states camping in your car. Anyway, this whole website's dedicated to stealth camping, sleeping in your car. Basically, you're homeless, but in a car. Y'all, I'm telling you, like, the rural areas are going to see some new people. Now, even here, I mean, they just go through all the states. I don't have time to go through all of them. But let's keep going. Homelessness in Florida, homelessness in Boston, homelessness in Mississippi, San Francisco homeless, homeless in Alabama, Portland homeless. Facts about being homeless in New York. Now, I did say those numbers. They said they've adjusted. So I wanted to read you the new numbers so you'd be in the chat like, no, Erica, no. Here you go. In recent years, New York City has reached the highest levels of homelessness since the Great Depression in 1930s. That beautiful New York, okay? In March 2022, there were 48,524 homeless people, including 15,000 homeless children sleeping each night in New York City's main shelter system. A near record 18,000 single adults sleep in the shelters. Of course, in 2021, because apparently some people have left, thank the Lord, it was 107,000 different homeless adults and children. So the numbers cut by half. That means these people have ever gone to a new state, moved somewhere else, something has happened. But they had 31,000, almost 32,000 homeless children in 2021. When I tell you people were leaving New York, when I say they were leaving California, it's not just people with money. It's also the homeless, okay? Let's keep going. The number of homeless in New York City sleeping each night is 14% higher than it was 10 years ago. The number of homeless single adults is 88% higher than it was 10 years ago. Research, let's just go there. Research shows the primary cause of homelessness, particularly among families, is the lack of affordable housing. Now we know what that word means. Okay. Eviction, double up on severely overcrowded housing, domestic violence, job loss, and hazard home conditions are also causing it. Also, higher rates of serial mental illness, addiction disorders, and other several health problems. Let me see what y'all comments are because I could keep on reading for days, but you guys know what I'm saying is true. You know what I'm saying is right. Thank you, Diamond Dave. Keep doing your thing, Erica. Majority of people on LA Skid Row are homeless black men. Ask Todd Billy and several of the California folks. They keep saying we need to figure out how to do something for black men in LA. And I'm like, get up and trade, like build something, construction, blue collar, fix toilets. Like I know people keep trying to give me the Erica blue collars bad on your body. I ain't never seen a homeless plumber. Even in the crack, let's go there. Even in the crack epidemic, crackheads knew how to fix stuff. Come on, come on, come on. People did not know how bad crack was going to be. They thought it was a party drug like cocaine. And when it really got a hold of the community, it did a number. But let's be honest. You had people in the 80s and 90s and 2000s on drugs, but they could fix stuff. We got a generation of folks that can't fix nothing. Come on now. Detroit, the people they got there can build buildings. Can't fill out no job applications or PE tests, but they can fix buildings. Let me keep going. You know how they love in the comments, well, Erica, don't talk about black men. I'd be like, okay. I watched a video yesterday of a man cooking a whole breakfast on the passenger side of his video. Listen, brother cooked grits, corned beef, and mashed. I can't. Y'all, we're trying to have a serious show. Quit it. I lived in California. It's always been bad in regard to affordability. The rest of the country has now just experienced what California dealt with for years. But here's the thing, y'all. What's the word? We keep talking about affordability, but you got to know. You cannot be making $15 an hour as an adult and make it by yourself. And we're big on priding ourselves in our community, like, wow, I live by myself. Someone even commented in the comments when I posted on the community tab, well, I'd rather be by myself than in a house sharing kids. You telling me two women who help each other out living in the same house? Y'all, I can show you right now here where the white ladies are doing that right here in Austin. So they can get inside some of these really nice school districts. Look at all the ADU units over here in Austin so they can afford the housing. Y'all better stop playing. It's not affordability. You don't make enough money. These cities are for professionals. What is a professional? Anybody making over $75,000. I'm going to go there. You got New York City school teachers making $104,000. And y'all disdain being school teachers. You got nurses making $92,000 on most cities. So when you sit here and play the dumb game like affordability, no, it's not affordability. It's if you cannot afford that city, you need to leave that city. There you go. Yep. Where the hell do you get these topics? I post stuff in the comment section all the time. I post a lot of 1 in 50 Black people are wealthy, millionaires on paper. This many Black people are doing great all the time. This many kids are graduating. But whenever I talk about homelessness in the Black community, there is this extreme, child support and court and laws. Women get help. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you know if I was a man in Austin, no kids, I could be a millionaire right now. I will hands down forever believe in this country. If you're a man and you came here, let's say you Jose from wherever, and you came from another country and you in America working, man, in 3 years, you could be a millionaire. This is the country for it. If you're a man, because men can go into just certain job categories and fields and areas that just women can't, based on strength, based on networking. I even know men who really don't want to hire women at their office because everybody there is a man. It's an easy country if you're a man. And everybody goes, Erica, you're a woman and you don't know. I've got brothers, I've got cousins, I've got over 20 boy cousins. We used to own group homes. And I will tell you the turnaround time for men, if they lose everything and they mind ain't crazy and get a car and start working again, is that Black man will be back on his feet in 6 months in a new apartment, new house, new car, new everything. I've seen it, y'all. The country is built for if you are a single person and you got your mind on right, you could be unstoppable. If you really look at Ravi and Skeleton Systems and Jeff Seconder, I'm in those group meetings. It's all boys, basically me and 4 other women. And the boys in there in the 2 and 3 year window, when they just follow a system, oh my God, they're unstoppable. That's why I cannot rock with that. What we do as a people is we really focus hard on music and dancing and where the party at and where the hoes at and what we gonna do this weekend and where the vibe at, than we will ever focus like some of these folks focus on money. So I am Q. Good luck. If this is how you want to spend your time, listening to me, God bless you. Listen, it takes you 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. There's a reason they say that. It's a real thing. And the problem is a lot of YouTubers are sharing their private life. If I know about 3 or 4 girls who are big in the real estate space and they have white husbands, they never show their husband on Instagram because they don't want the backlash. And I'm looking at them kids. I'm like, girl, you showing them kids? Them kids look mixed to me. Like people ain't put it together that your husband is white. But they just don't want the backlash from the black community. So there's a lot of folks who, you know, out here trying. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and let you be free, brother. I'm gonna go ahead and block you today for the block ministry. I want you to be educated. I want you to enjoy the channel, but for today, you're gonna be blocked. Unhoused is the right word. Whew, God, no. Adele said, yesterday I walked 10 blocks in lower Manhattan. I counted 25 black and brown men at 11 a.m. Y'all keep acting like this. When we talk about money on here, in one of the greatest countries in the world, and there are greater ones, like I'm not in delusion. But as a kid who's traveled all over the country and remember going with my family and seeing people, women of color who were prostituting probably not by choice, that's the only choice they got, or seeing the black guy in the hotel who's a janitor and he may not want to be a janitor. You live in America where you can almost do just about anything. You aren't relegated harshly by class. There is some class here. Don't get it twisted. We have a system that's half class, half race. Um, but I'm telling you, you listen, if y'all don't believe me, and this is no diss to the dead, look at how many Todd Milley, I'll use him a little bit better than Kevin Samuels, put on a suit and look how people treat you. When Todd Milley first came out, Charles Ogilvie, and he put on a suit. I mean, he was a lawyer. He had this look, clean cut black man, married to a light skinned black girl, suit. People lost their mind like, oh, wow. This is how foreign it is for our people. That you just see a nice clean cut brother. Where you going? You going to court? What you doing? Where you going? I mean, I remember when I was in college and I used to see black Kappas and they were dressed in suits and I'd be like, hey, where y'all going today? We ain't going nowhere. We just dressed. And I'd be like, well, first of all, brother, check your attitude. 2, okay, well, that's cool. Even now here in Austin, I live in the capital. Austin, Texas is the capital. If I put on a dress, I had like a necklace. I went out with a group of friends and we were all doing suits and scotch. Suits, the guys wore suits, we wore black on black. People were like, y'all work for the Capitol? Y'all work for Congress? What do y'all do? It's 9:30 at night. Even if we left the Capitol from working all day, we getting drunk. Okay, what are you talking about? The bar is so low that if you just see a black man with a button up and blue khakis walking around, sometimes people think they work somewhere. You work here? No, I'm just a black man walking by. What is wrong with y'all? Because the bar is so low. So when people sit here and try to play goofy with me on the internet, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. That's all I see. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is shameful. There's a tall black man, a white man. He's like 6'3". I'm talking about tall, like obviously tall. And he has a sign out that's like, he's like, I'm looking for work. I will work. And I see trucks, like worker trucks, stop by him all the time. I think he can't read. I'm not certain what his issue is, but our church did walk over and ask him one day. And I was in my mind, this is what I thought, y'all. You 6'3" and a white man? How'd you get homeless? Did you kill somebody? Were you in jail? How'd you get homeless? There is a woman somewhere. Like, I'll take that 6'3" man. I'll clean him up. You got to be really messing up out here, sir. What you doing? It's rare. I know y'all gonna act like I'm being wrong, but it's Rare to see real tall men homeless. I see short ones all the time. I'm not going there. What is the number one reason? There isn't. I think honestly, people are not good with budgeting money. I think, um, I even get on the phone with people, and like most of my consult calls are not cheap. They're $200, $500, or 1,000. Right now, they've been on special for 200. I get on the phone with people and I ask them, "Hey, what's going on with your accounts? What's your total income right now?" And it even takes them a minute. And most of the people I'm on the phone with making 100, making 100, or they making 75, 80, or they're a business owner. And I go, "What's in your business account right now?" I don't know. Let me go look. How much credit card you did got? I don't know. Let me look. Like, already know we got a phone call scheduled this week. I'm going to ask you personal business because it's a personal call. It's a clarity call. And they don't even know. So imagine the average guy or girl. Um, Hold on, y'all. Snooze. Hope this computer don't restart. Anyway, so I think the average guy or girl just isn't paying attention. They're not paying attention to the numbers. They're not looking at their bank accounts. When I'm broke, even when I'm in a grinding season, I'm in 100-day grind season. I look at the bank account every day. I'm like, all right. I look at the count for the company. I'm like, all right, what we got to do? Got to send an email. Got to follow up. Got to post on Instagram. Got to send all these posts out. Set up our Zapiers. Get our staff pumped. We're gonna get 3 more sponsors for our events. We're gonna do all this because I'm in a 100-day grind season, right? But when I realize I'm comfortable at times, I'm just like, I'm in my apartment, I got everything I need, got food in the refrigerator, I'm just chilling. I can understand people just slipping. That's the best way I can say it, is slipping. Because even now, when you see people lose their job, well, I'm gonna go look around. Honey, if I lost my job and I knew that's all I had to make money, I'd be door dashing that very night. They'd be like, Erica, we gotta let you know you're fired. What? Oh, turn on my DoorDash. I have every app on my phone. That's part of why I wrote the Smartphone Millionaire. Because I was like, in the season of grind, I was like, shit. So I'm talking from a place of experience, not me just making this up. No, like I've been here, been there, done that. 80% of Skid Row in a major city is Black men. I would not doubt it. San Francisco is scary, David. Girls. David Chappelle said, "Ain't nothing tender the tenderloin, nothing." Oh, I'm always suspicious. Always. Listen, here's my thought. If the pandemic was as bad as they claim it was, we shouldn't even have any more homeless people. I know that sounds terrible, but the LA homeless had like a scabies breakout, hepatitis, typhoid breakout, like old 1920s diseases break out in LA, and they still here. So I'm almost like, if the pandemic was as strong as you say it was, these folks ought to be gone. They here to stay, baby. They number one, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And people love turning their nose up to blue collar work, and I'm like, okay, if I was a man, and I know I can work with my hands, I do know that. At some point, at some point, they were. Listen, they be giving them bus tickets, and they be just talking on it. Oh yes, rent moratorium lifted. This is another reason why a lot of homeless are happening. The rent moratorium list. There's 402 people here. I'm going to offend a lot of you. No worries. Hit the like button. Keep it pushing. They're criminalizing living in cars to prevent their states from turning to California. I don't know if it will make much of a difference without changing the housing situation. Y'all, there's always housing. You don't like the answer. I keep telling you, here in Texas, there's a bunch of old raggedy houses. You go all over. Our inventory is old. But if I had to, I would be like, oh, I'm about to live in Killeen. I'm about to live in Salado. I'm about to live in Gerald. I'm about to live in Georgetown. I think the problem is people don't do true self-assessment till they're about to be homeless. I remember when I lost my apartment here, And my friend went to go take me to look at an apartment off Runberg where the extremely poor black people used to live. It's a mix now. It's more Hispanic and some young white people. And I was like, I can't live over here. And they were like, but this is where you gonna go. I said, I said, I went and called up my friend and got an apartment manager job in Georgetown, Texas, at an old little rinky dink apartment. And I was like, you have to know where you're not gonna live. You have to know, like, hey, if I live over here, my car gonna get broken in here. If I live over here, somebody gonna hit me over the head. If I live over here, one of these Jose's gonna try to grab my butt. Cause it was nothing. Like, there was one apartment complex just full. There's no black people over there. And they're like, we have an opening. And I was like, girl, come on. She was like, girl, we got an opening. I was like, girl, me over here. She's like, yeah, we got an opening. I'm like, girl, the front desk people only speak Spanish. They don't even speak English. Yeah, but it's okay. I'm like, no. Because if you come to Austin, drive North Lamar. It is the colorful capital of Austin. North Lamar has the Asian, it has the Chinatown, it has the Vietnamese, it has the African restaurants, it has the Hispanic part, it has the Muslim school, and then all these Muslims live down this one dirt road in a giant trailer park of hundreds of trailers. Nobody that's not Muslim lives over there. You keep going down Palmer, go down North Lamar some more. The black people live over there. That's just is what it is. The HEB there is like in Spanish on North Lamar. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Stop playing with me. If you are here in Austin, please confirm what I'm saying about North Lamar. Y'all know what I'm talking about. South Lamar just dirty. They gonna leave up out that city. That's where they gonna go. hmm I think we read that one. Let me go to the next ones. Listen, went to the Rick Ross car show this weekend, interviewed over 70 black men on how they can afford to build 70,000 cars, $70,000 cars. Every one of them owned a skilled trade business. Listen to me. If you want to have your mind blowed, appliance boot camp, book it in the fall, November 4th through 8th, Las Vegas, SEMA car show. It was so many Trumpers, business owners. There were men there from Alaska. And I said, how much did it cost to get your car here from Alaska? Oh, it ain't no thing. I own my own business. I'm writing it off. There, listen, your girl was plump, okay? Your girl's chubby. And they were still businessmen. They're like, so where you live? I was like, I live in Austin. What you do? I'm a business owner. Me too. It was cracking me up. It was cracking me up because everybody there, in order for you to put 30, 40, $50,000 into your car, you own your own business. You just do. Or you have a high skilled trade. It's all about choices. Like I see some people talking about settling, and women say it more than men. I settled. There's this one dude on in the manosphere. You could tell back in the day he used to be a good looking dude, and now he a little plump, and he with a woman with 3 kids. And you like, sir, sir. Everybody makes a choice. I hate the word settling, but everybody makes choices, and you have people in these certain communities that are highly delusional, highly delusional. Well, I don't date no single mamas and no blah. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Don't make us dox you. We do. Mm-hmm. Damn. Julian said, when I see homeless back men, I say to myself, but the grace of God. Yeah. Because sometimes it's mental stuff too. And I remember there was a boy in our school. He was so smart. He was so smart. He was so intelligent, but he smoked weed in the school parking lot. And they took not the valedictorian, but he was like salutatorian or something. They took it from him. This is Jack Britt school history. Anybody from Fayetteville knows this. And that boy went on to, go to school or whatever. And he went to a party, took some drugs, and his brain chemistry is just been off ever since. Like he started like just having weird outbursts and violent outbursts. And he's Hispanic, and he just like, that's why y'all can't never convince me to do no drugs. I just don't know where you get it from. Even with the pills y'all take out here. This boy went from somebody that's almost a damn near genius to like a loosey head, loose in the head. Crazy stuff, doing crazy stuff. Yes, I can agree with this. This is 100%. The 2008 recession destroyed thousands of Black people economically. They never recovered, and then the pandemic hit. Many will never come back. So I have a Hispanic, half Black ex boyfriend, and his family is Hispanic, but the father broke his back, the mom hurt her knee, and like 2008, and now they've never recovered. Now, if you see in this channel, I'm not saying anything that's a lie or disrespectful. He knows, but they just never recovered, and like they just limping. Now they like the children basically take care of them, unfortunately. And that's not normal for a Hispanic family. Like the father and the mother will keep working for years, 60, 70 years old, still working, and they just can't. So it's not, it's Black people and it's Hispanic people. But and I remember in Charlotte, North Carolina, where all these new homes were that people had bought for $75,000, and then the Countrywide went over because Wells Fargo, or was it Bank of America, bought them, and there were all these beautiful brand new homes that were going for 25,000, and people couldn't find 25K to buy their house. Like they were fighting, and the people would try to do deals. Hey, listen, make 3 payments, make 4 payments, do 5 payments. Next 6 months, pay the bill down for 25K, and the house is yours. And people couldn't do it. They could not find money to come up with. We had a cousin get a divorce, and she had a house in Douglasville, and the husband was like telling the judge, make her sell it, make her sell it. We're in the middle of a recession, and this is in Atlanta, Georgia. Douglasville is at the bottom of Georgia. And the judge was like, hey, just buy him out. And our family looked around and we're like, he want to be bought out of a house? Just sell it, girl. And now that we look back on that, I know she still hates us a little bit, because it's like Douglasville is a real city now. And she had a brand new 2-story, 2 decks on the back house. And her husband was just an idiot. He just wanted to get money out of it. And so even our family at times was like, people needed to be bought out in 2008, and you just didn't know where it was going. Asia tells you like all the time her story. The house beside her mom was for $11,000, and Asia told her mom not to do it. And she said to this day, like, that was so dumb, because that same house now is worth 200,000 in Detroit, and it's a great area they're in. It's not a bad area. They're in a nice area. 2008 really took some people out, but the response of not getting a home, not trying to save anything, also hurts us, where we have no other reserves, none. Thank you, Diamond Dave. That was very impactful. One of the best barbers I know growing up was a straight junkie. I will not lie and say that's I believe that, every bit of that. There you go. California, especially LA, has a lot of free trade schools. Hispanics are taking advantage of the opportunities. There you go. I mean, like, at some point we have to say the schools are there, the opportunities are there. Why aren't you signing up for the schools? Why aren't you going to do it? Even in all, I think one of y'all told us in Atlanta they have a free, what is it called? A free HVAC school. Didn't y'all say that in the chat? For Atlanta, I will send kids there. Oh man, exactly. Functional crackheads were a fixture in the hood economy. Yeah. I mean, you rarely meet any Black men under 50 that can fix stuff. I would say 45, but like any Black man over 50, they'll fix a whole house illegally without any permits. Relaunch my parasite cleans that we discussed last year under a new name. I'll send it this week to your P.O. box. If it hasn't changed, go ahead, Journey Jasmine. Sure, for sure. Journey Jasmine, people need them parasite cleans, that too. It always amazes me the amount of ego we have as Black people when we own nothing. Woof. Yeesh. Listen, I was dating a guy. He was a business owner, and he didn't realize how much I've been really doing, because I really didn't never bragged. I just went on dates and enjoyed the conversations, and then he was like, oh yeah, he showed my picture to this guy, and the guy was like, that's Erica Williams. He was like, you know her? You in real estate too? He's like, no, that girl is a YouTuber. He ended up watching a bunch of my stuff, and first thing out of his mouth was, okay, big dog, it's on you. Won't you treat us for dinner? Like, just started being real weird, real funny. And this is a Black man who's a business owner with money. We got a lot of ego. We got a lot of pride and a lot of issues. I never once brought up my business. I always told him I was a consultant. So it's all gravy for the first 2 months until all of a sudden they realize, oh, wait, you really do make some money. We got crazy ego to the moon, right? They love saying black women got egos to the moon. No. Black people in general have egos to the moon. I've been saying it. I've been saying it for a long time. Nurses sleep in cars while working 12 to 16-hour stretches. Hey, Sabrina said, I'm a teacher that makes 104,000. That's right on the nose. Thank you, Say Kid, for the super chat. I'm telling you. And they were acting like there was an article talking about black women making a lot of money in New York. Okay, what are black women doing in New York? They're nurses and teachers, and then they're doing whatever else, right? There you go. All right, y'all starting to get petty in the chat. She said, child support, revoke driver's license, CDL, revoke passports, yet black women won't submit. I'm not going there with y'all. I'm not going there. We can't want to do it. Oh, I know. Thank you. I know you're a mob, but I was like, y'all, I can't. I'll be blocking people. They be playing too much. If I listened to Erica in 2012, 2019, I would have purchased a property in Atlanta. I took my eyes off the ball. Values jumped 150%. Man, listen, do you know how many people in Atlanta? Andre Hatchett would left New York and was like, I'm going to Atlanta. Everybody's like, oh, you going there? And he bought a house for the cheap, y'all. That house is like money. I literally looked and there was like stuff for 150, but they were like, oh, Erica, you be way out in Alpharetta, don't buy it. That same stuff now is 400,000, y'all. Do not listen to people when it comes. There's, people gonna try to tell you that owning a house is, oh, it's terrible, and the plumbing and the responsibility and the roof, and I'm like, come on, man. The appreciation and just the having somewhere to stay. Like, I was gonna bring this up for my next show with AM1, which I gotta go. With LRA movement coming up in like 20 minutes, like 15 minutes actually. I gotta wrap this one up. People were trying to tell you, all these Airbnb people gonna lose all their money, and the Torino people. If you know the difference between Airbnb living and luxury living is something that a lot of white people say, and I forgot the doors right there. People say because they'll have a vacation home that they rent out most of the year, and they get to enjoy it for the other month or two that they use it. That's a real thing. And there's 4 people I know right now who have vacation homes in North Carolina Beach and in the mountains. Their rentals were so packed the past 2 years, they already paid off the property. So when people are like, yeah, they're going to lose their Airbnb. No, they're not. The properties are paid off. That's how crazy. That's why I keep telling y'all, people will vacation in the middle of a hurricane. Well, I'm going to stay. I'm going to go. Right? And so if you have this property, let's just say Dave bought a property. He put an ADU in the back. Let's say he didn't at first, because I know 2 of my friends are doing it now in Atlanta. And all of a sudden, he's like, I want some of that Airbnb money. And he puts an ADU, which is a 2-car garage and apartment over top. You know, but you can rent that out in front of Atlanta right now. There's different levels to this stuff. And people who are renting apartments and calling in their Airbnb business, they're going to be hit. But not a person who's doing luxury living where they actually have budgeted for that place. So that's a whole nother conversation. Come on. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. There's 476 people in here, and I hope y'all join me on the retirement chat, because we go over a call from Dave Ramsey that was so insane, from a 46-year-old mom to a 23-year-old daughter. Oh my God. We're going to go over it in the next video, but I got to wrap this one up. You would think we got 11-hour. Listen, what's the number one thing I've said on here multiple times? I said, if I can just find enough people for us to pay for 20 black boys to go get their HVAC degrees, whatever, certifications, their plumbing, their welding, I'll pay. I'll just find me 20 boys. I'll go do it. Tim Jackson, I tell him, I was like, you find us 20 teenagers that are already, because he works with them when they're young to get to high school. You find me 18 to 23 that wants to listen, I'll pay it. You find me them in North Carolina, I'll send them to Michael Seed School. I am 100% serious on this because I know without a shadow of a doubt, every one of those young men that I turn out that gets a 70 to 100K a year income, I've changed their family for the rest of their life. I can't always guarantee it with YouTube. There's been a lot of you give me good stories, but I know if I put 4 or 5 boys every year through a program, I'm going to be able to say, hey, I changed this many people's lives. It's ridiculous. I mean, it really can. You said I've been a paralegal. Yep. Oh my God, Miss Bella, that's insane. Please don't. Listen, short men usually overwork tall men. Tall men usually just have it easier in life. Let's just go be honest. Short men are usually like they dance, they speak Spanish, they doing all this stuff. You're like, damn man, what are you doing all that? I forgot you 5'7". You gotta do it. You ain't got a choice. You gotta be interesting. You gotta be spectacular. Aaron Clary talks about it all the time. I'm really tired of the black church milking people conversation because it's whack. These churches been giving out thousands of dollars forever. It's you actually need folks getting a damn job. Let's just go there. We need places that are going to say, "Hey, you young man, for 6 weeks we're going to pay for this training and in a hotel, so you have somewhere to sleep and you go to this training. At the end of the 6 weeks, you got a certificate and you can go get a job. You can go about your day." I just started listening to all your videos starting 6 years ago. You've talked about having to live out of your car for a while. I have so much respect for you people. She knows this topic. John, that's how I tell y'all. I was like, I lived that. I literally had my identity stolen, my corporate credit card cut off. And before I could move into this apartment, because I had my identity stolen, the new apartment would not let me move in. And I'm in Texas, and my family's a staunch family. Like, we're not sending you no money. Come back to North Carolina. This is ridiculous. God, it won't give it. They're very strict people. They're no nonsense. They've had kids in group homes where there were no nonsense with the kids' group homes. So they think you're just out there goofing off. Come back to North Carolina. We're not sending you a dime. I'm telling you that John knows. If you've watched this channel long enough, y'all know when I talked about I was homeless. Well, like, and I was unhoused. I was hopping between friends' places because someone stole my identity. My corporate company I just quit. Like, I didn't quit. I was halfway quitting. They cut all the company credit cards for my car, for my everything. I'm like, damn, they ain't playing. It was a weird little moment there. And I was like, oh my God. Kelly, everybody says that, but that's not true. I've worked at several homeless places, like helping them get their resumes. That's how I volunteered. And a lot of the black men there were put out by a wife, or they had a falling out with family, or they cheated, or something stupid happened, or they broke a car, and they didn't want to apologize. Now, I did come across a lot of black men who just came out of jail in their late 50s and their mom died. So that part was real sad. But overall, a lot of them were like just stubborn. Like, I got grown kids, but I ain't calling them. And you'd be like, well, why don't we call them? I'm not calling them. And they're like, okay. Yes, this is true. Okay, hey, Joe's in there getting ready to come for the show. So let me go ahead and we got to get ready to go for the other show. But we're talking about toxic retirement. And I'm going to finish out the super chats and close this out. With that certification going on, people on subsidies, do you think they will become better tenants because of the fear of homelessness? Are subsidy vouchers still a good idea? I think people, it depends on their mindset. Let's just be really honest, because again, like the tenants that oh boy have, Andy, they were paying $120 a month living by the beach, and they don't want to pay him that because the government gives him 1,200. Well, the same place in Florida he could rent for $2,000 a month. And so it's a lot of it is mindset. And when they can't realize they cannot get another place, to live, then their head might get on straight. Y'all, Colleen is rough. I don't care what y'all say. Colleen got settlement in the water. Let me see. Great show. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Do you think it's more important to buy land first or make a down payment on a house? Ooh, That's a whole nother show. I would go with the land at this point because I just know so much more. I can do different things. Listen, she said, please stop coming to Atlanta. Is there any other streets I miss? I think I got them all. You guys have been hilarious. You've been wonderful. If you guys want to come see the next show, come on over. We are talking about toxic retirement, and you're going to want to not miss this one. There's 75 people in here. I love it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on. Join the next live. I'm actually going to see if I can put it in the chat if possible. I don't think I can. Let me see. No, Joe is ready. See if I can throw it in here real quick, because I would love for y'all to join me on that show. I think you will enjoy the commentary there. Copy it. All right, I'm putting in the chat. I know this was long-winded, but here you go. I tried to make it short. The next video is in the chat right now. Come through. You're going to laugh at some of this commentary with the LRA movement. All right, you guys, this is your girl, Erica. Make sure you hit the like button as you leave this one. You've been real. Thanks.